I'm PK Singh. I'm CEO of Government E-Marketplace, commonly known as GEM. We have inherited a system, and there's a procurement system in place. But then to make it all available on a platform and make it very transparent and inclusive, you are totally dependent on the digital transformation. There are 2, 3 pain points in our system. One was delivery period being very prolonged. How do you control that? The second was how do you assure that payments are done timely? So this was one ailment of the government procurement system, that once the procurement is done, the payment happens after a substantial delay. So any supplier or service provider used to factor all those delays in and then bid for the particular thing, eventually leading to loss to the government only. So both these things we have been able to address through technology. It is how you track the entire journey, product journey from the seller to the buyer. It makes a difference. How accountable your system is, how much visibility is there. I mean, would a buyer know where his consignment is? Would a seller know that the consignment has been received and there's a particular time that the payment has to be made? All those things have to be all visible and in a very user-friendly manner. So that has been enabled. And the third thing which I would want to say is increasing transparency. You see, because there was a feeling that government procurement is not very transparent, often leading to corruption, not the best way to procure things. So through this portal where the buyer and seller never meet, never get to see each other till they finalize the contract, and how it is to be enabled, that part has ensured that there's complete transparency, there is accountability, there's a complete audit trail, and we publish all our bids for view by everyone without logging in also. Use a common citizen also, if he wants to go and see any bid and see what are the conditions imposed by the buyers, what are the documents approved by the seller, he can see that and even raise a challenge later on. One more small important issue was that we are probably the first portal and the only portal who allow a challenge, in the sense that if a buyer puts up a condition which the seller feels that he's trying to constrict the market, he can challenge that bid. And the buyer can't proceed till he addresses the challenge. The second thing adopted by government buyers was at times, they used to reject technically. That out of 5 bids, 2 are technically rejected. Even those who are rejected, they have a chance to ask a question as to why have I been rejected. And the buyer has to justify that. He can't proceed without justifying that. So all these checks and balances are built in. So to make sure that we are transparent, efficient and inclusive. Gradually we realize that, once the platform scales up, there is requirement of a hyperscaler. There are about 35,000 queries per second being handled by the system. It requires a huge amount of data movement. There have been cases where the requirement just shoots up. Maybe something happens or something is something new that we introduce. At those times, we require scaling to happen in a big way. So I have to look at a virtual private cloud, which is what we are trying to adopt in the next RFP that we are rolling out. The pay-as-you-use concept. You don't have to buy the entire infrastructure and sit over it and feel very secure. You have somebody else manage that. Your requirement may go up, may remain dormant, may be zero also. And as far as security is concerned, I think logical isolation is good enough security for maintaining data privacy and data management. In the service part, I can tell you, in GEM, today we have close to 266 service categories, offering about 2 lakh plus different kind of services. The kind of efficiency that you can build in through a digital platform can never be done in a paper and pen model. It is just not possible. It is so easy to do it on a common digital platform rather than, trying to educate everybody and trying to keep everybody on board. This is just a way of direct dissemination of information and, educating people. GEM is based on 3 pillars. One is efficiency, transparency, and the third one is inclusivity. We are not a profit-making company, we are not for profit company. So through this entire journey, through this entire digital transformation, the first thing is, yes, I bring in efficiency into the system through a digital platform. My award of contract time comes down, paperless, completely paperless, cashless, that is there. Payments are eased. It is a transparent system. There is a complete audit trail. It is an inclusive system. I'm not for profit company, so I want to serve the last man in the queue. At GEM, I say, even if somebody wants to sell a broom in a small village, say in Gujarat or Maharashtra, he should be able to happily generate that business on our portal. So to that extent, we have tried and gone down to the lowest level of governance, enabling procurement at the village level as well.